Humans of the cardboard, welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. Early morning news today. We have a brand new shark card. You guys should have known. I told you a while ago that you should expect at least one more shark card in Supreme Darkness, because that's what they've been doing. When we get cover support in one core set, we've been getting one or two more cards for that archetype in the following set as well. So hopefully this is good. We'll see how it goes. Let's get into it. This is Jet Shark. Very simple, very clean. He's just almost a jet, just like actually a jet. But let's see. This is a level 4 water fish, of course. 1,000 attack, 0 defense. I like that it's level 4 in water. That's what we need to see. Those are the exact stats, because 4s are king in this deck. You can only use the second and third effects of this card's name once per turn. If a water exceed monster is on the field, you can special summon this card from your hand. If summoned this way, you cannot special summon Jet Shark for the rest of this turn. Okay, not a problem. This is an okay summoning condition. Ideally, you would just want like water monster to be on the field, because this does require you to have to play enough to get 2 bodies on field and go into the exceed. Which can be a little risky, right? Like, just sometimes if your opponent has the right kind of hand traps, or if you're going second and their goal is, I'm not letting you keep an exceed on field, then they can potentially kill this card as an extender. But I do think overall it's decent if the payoff is good enough. First effect, or second effect, like on field. During your main phase, you can send one fish, shark monster, or one exceed spell or trap from your deck to your hand. Or to the graveyard, sorry, from your deck to the graveyard. Interesting. Okay, so this is a Foolish Burial for any shark or XYZ spell or trap. So I already went through, because I did a quick read through on that. The cards that make the most sense to me off of that effect. The first one is Crystal Shark. This is probably the single best one, because this is a card we already want to play in sharks. You don't even go through this card in a lot of lines, but sometimes you do, and it's nice to have, because once you get him in rotation, he's a good, like, turn after turn keeps coming back for you card. So being able to dump this just immediately can come back, and boom, you're into a Kragan or whatever other number rank 4 you want to make. So that one's probably the best one. There's some other ones. There's like Armored Shark. This is like an Armored Exceed card. In Grave, he's basically like the trap. He can like quick effect equip himself to like your Dark Knight to trigger him. But if you're already on full Armored Exceed, that's probably what you're sending instead. Like, again, this is another one where we already play this card. This could be a useful extender for like if we do get hand trapped on Armor Fortress and can't search full Armored Exceed, so we don't have a way to quick exceed on the opponent's turn. If you can get access to Jet Shark, and he's probably just a one of in the deck, I think, but if you get him, he could just dump the full Armored Exceed. So now you're done, you're cool, you're clear. You can just make Dark Knight Lancer, and you made him live again by extending, and that can actually be really useful, especially without having to add any more bricks. The only other cards that I thought were like kind of interesting were XYZ Poseidon Splash and XYZ Revive Splash. These are other shark traps that have come out in the past. Revive Splash is an older one. It can basically banish itself from grave to like quick effect rank up into another water exceed that's 1 rank higher than the one you have. And then this one can just detach a material from a monster to special summon a fish, sea serpent, or aqua from grave. They're fine, but I don't think the juice is worth the squeeze, if you know what I'm saying. Like, I just don't think they're good. Their effects are big enough payoff to like add them as bricks into the deck, really. So I would probably lean towards just keeping Crystal Shark and Full Armored Exceed in the deck, and then just leaning on sending those, and depending on the situation. Not to mention, like, if you can get to him before like Lavirtue Dragon just adds a water back, so you could potentially just send a shark you haven't gone through yet. Like if you didn't even go through Big Jaws, Surfacing Big Jaws, or Abyss Shark to start the turn, you can just send those immediately, and then if you haven't even made Lavirtue gets those back, and boom, they just make your combo even better. So there's extra utility there, but pretty good effect overall. And the third effect, you can banish this card from your graveyard to add an Aqua Jet card from your deck or graveyard to your hand. That's spicy as well, because there's old Aqua Jet. This card's unplayable. It's a normal spell card that just gives any fish, sea serpent, or aqua a bonus 1,000 attack. That one's unplayable. But in the other wave of support that we just got, Aqua Jet Surface is a new card, and I remember my thing with this card was that, like, I don't think it's a bad card necessarily. It's not a great card, it's not a bad card, but it's like unsearchable. And if it's unsearchable, I'm like, why would we ever mess around with this? It's basically just a reborn. That being said, if we're able to get it super for free, like via combos that include Jet Shark, then we might be in absolute business. Yeah, if you don't know, this card just special summons any level 4 or lower fish, sea serpent, or aqua from hand or grave, but you're locked into exceeds while you control the monster. And then if your opponent controls an attack position monster, you can banish this card to give a 1,000 boost to one of your guys. I don't really care about the 1,000 boost that much. I guess it could come up to like hit lethal or clear over something. That's fine, but it is just reborn, and as an unsearchable reborn, it's just worse than like White Mirror. But if you're telling me now, like, we have a card that we may use in combos that we just get really easily, just go through it in your combos, and then, like, in doing that, you get Crystal Shark in rotation, and you just get to search this guy at the same exact time, Aqua Jet Surface, for free, I think this card could actually have a home in the deck, just because it really helps you reach critical mass. You're just getting a bunch of extra free advantage for, like, no reason. So this card to me could be a one of, most likely. It's not flexible and extender enough for me where I would want to, like, see this like a bunch of copies in every hand. But it's also not the worst normal summon, right? Is the other thing, and that's kind of a theme I've seen with their new support, in that, like, this is still a one card, like Kragan, right? You just normal summon it, Foolish Crystal Shark comes back, make the Kragan. That's not the end of the world, all things considered. Because especially since you're making Kragan, and when this guy gets detached, you're also just able to get this Aqua Surface Jet to be an extra level 4 body down the line. So I like this card, actually. I think it's good. I think it really isn't the worst card in the world. You could play more than one. We'll see, because I don't think the deck is, like, really dying for starters anymore. This would have been so nasty if this just foolished any fish monster, because there would be some extra tools you could get there. But I understand why they made it shark specific. But all things considered, I think that's a pretty good card. I'm still in the early stages of messing with sharks, so if anybody knows any extra synergies with this card, maybe any other, like, XYZ Speller Traps or a shark I didn't mention that could be worth it, please let me know in the comment section down below. I know there's, like, right-hand shark, but he needs you to have no monsters on field, so it doesn't even work with this card, really. But I'd love to hear your thoughts on this down below. Do you think it's maybe not worth, like, because you really wouldn't want to play this card unless you're going to play the Aqua Jet? I think the Aqua Jet's just not even that terrible of a card, especially if it's a one of. It's just reborn. Like, that's fine in most cases. That's pretty all right. And theoretically, we don't even have to add any additional bricks for this. So, like, I don't understand why you wouldn't just want to play at least one of it for, like, combos where you can just reach critical mass with this card. But I like it. I'm about it. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching. Otherwise, guys, thank you. Let me know your thoughts down below on this single card. This probably means we won't get any reveals tonight, but this is a cool one. I'm okay with this. I'm actually excited for this card. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Stay tuned for more Supreme Darkness reveals. We still have like 40 cards left in the set coming in the next, like, week and a half, 2 weeks. So stay tuned for that. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching as always. Peace.